Good evening and welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Gary Neville and in the news this week, in Bury St Edmunds, former Tory MP Norman Tebbit treats locals to a Halloween extravaganza. In the Whitehall gym, word gets out that Larry the cat has vomited on Dominic Raab's shoes. And in Mexico City, one football fan overdoes it as he celebrates his team scoring a last-minute winner. On Paul's team tonight is a TV presenter who in a recent interview said, "It's important not to care about being called a wanker." I wish I'd known that when I was taking my first throw-in at Anfield. Please welcome Richard Madeley. And on Ian's team tonight is a comedian and football fan who says she cried when the England Lionesses won the Euros. They've done pretty well since they ditched their previous manager, Phil Neville. No relation. Please welcome Maisie Adam. We begin with the bigger news stories of the week. Ian and Maisie, take a look at this.
Oh, that's the back of Suella Braverman. We're all happy to see that. Oh, God, it's Matt Hancock.
He's running to Australia.
Oh, and he's running.
Oh, 2 thumbs up, that's nice, from Suella Deville.
She's been Home Secretary twice and she's just reminding us. 6-day gap in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, I hope by the time we go out, she'll have been fired.
There's every chance, given current form. So
she's been in a great deal of trouble. This looks like it's the new Prime Minister's first mistake after going into politics.
What's Suella Braverman been doing to calm down the tense migrant situation this week?
She said we're being invaded.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, she inherited an appalling situation, so you've got to...
From the previous Home Secretary?
Exactly.
Yes. That thing of going, well, we're just cleaning up the mess of the people before us. It's sort of got the energy of, like, somebody who's still blaming their bad mood for the ex-wife that left them 12 years ago.
I mean, we've got a huge deficit of employees in this country. There's a lot of job vacancies, and 10,000 Albanians turn up saying we'd like to work. Now, I wonder what the solution is. Oh, yes, give them a visa. Or the Home Office is very short of staff, so I think the refugees could just literally land and process themselves. I mean, I'm just offering solutions. I'm trying to help.
You're right. According to the BBC News, already this year, nearly 40,000 people have crossed the channel. Numbers Piers Morgan could only dream of.
There's a lot of people arriving, but the problem is that nobody's doing anything to help them. The other day, they were just sent into central London.
Yeah, no, and buses dropped them off in the hope that someone might be nice.
In London?
What's Rishi Sunak had to say about the migrant crisis?
Didn't he say something like Britain has a reputation for looking after migrants? Didn't he say something like that?
Well, he's actually been pretty quiet, probably because he's been too busy making a mega cool brand video.
Oh, no.
Have a look at this.
Oh, no.
Rishi Sunak to be the British Prime Minister.
And I have been elected as leader of my party and your Prime Minister. And that work begins immediately.
Is this Gary Glitter? Sorry. That is Gary Glitter.
Where?
The song.
Oh, I thought you meant in the crowd clapping.
I thought you meant he'd been made cabinet minister.
Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you want to be in my cabinet?
I mean, I hadn't seen that. That was horrific. It looked like a spoof, but it was real.
Yeah.
Really?
But a lot of people did say, is that Gary Glitter?
Oh. It is, though.
Yeah.
Is it?
This led a government spokesperson to tell The Times, the soundtrack for the Prime Minister's latest video is certainly not by Gary Glitter.
How long do you think it'll be before they do a U-turn and say, OK, it was Gary Glitter?
Well, we're learning.
So what has Suella Braverman admitted to doing 6 times?
This is the other Suella Braverman scandal. The immigration one's not enough. You need 2 now. And this is leaking or sending confidential emails.
She's not very good.
No.
is she?
I didn't know she'd done it 6 times, though. 6?
She's changed her story from 6 days ago. A lot of 6s in this.
Oh.
Yes, you're absolutely right. She was sending confidential security documents to her personal email. Braverman apologised for her error in judgment. This has all led to a new nickname for Suella Braverman. What is it?
There was Leaky Sue.
Leaky Sue?
Leaky Sue, that's a new one.
Oh, no, that sounds like a drag queen. Leaky Sue.
It is Leaky Sue, which used to be our nickname for David James.
Oh, yes, I can see why.
You're into your football, Ian?
Love it, love my football.
Who else has been revealed as a risk to national security this week?
Oh, Liz Truss.
Her phone was hacked by the Russians when she was Foreign Secretary.
How wrong does things have to be going that when your phone is hacked by Russians, it's not the big story?
Yes, it is Liz Truss. Earlier this year, the Russians allegedly hacked her phone and after scrolling through 20,000 selfies, managed to find some information that, according to the Telegraph, left Truss in a compromising position.
Oh.
Prime Minister.
Well, there are a lot of rumours about what's on that phone.
Yes, like what? What are rumours?
Well, the rumours
Act them out.
It must be dynamite because they've locked it in a safe, haven't they?
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's a safe within a safe.
There are rumours about the fact that there were previous rumours about some sort of compromising situation which certain people may or may not have got in, and no one wanted to print these rumours, quite rightly, because they're very interesting. And
Have you been speaking to a lawyer before tonight?
Yeah. Fill in the gaps, Ian.
look, I just thought I'd like Christmas at home.
Yes.
This compromising stuff on the phone, is it emails? Is it photos?
I don't know.
Oh, but we want to
I do
know. You do know, you do know. Blink twice if it's photos. Blink twice if it's emails. Are you involved, Ian?
Now that is defamatory.
Who else played down this story?
Was it Liz Truss?
A Tory, but not Liz Truss.
Gove?
No, it was a more unfashionable one.
Oh. What? Then Gove?
It's Mark Spencer, and here he is on Sky News this week.
We all talk on personal phones, don't we? You know, I ring my wife. Maybe there's some little man in China listening to the conversations between me and my wife.
What's his job?
He's ambassador to China.
It's pretty embarrassing, though, for a senior Tory saying he rang his own wife.
Yeah.
Back to the subject of immigration. Which unskilled migrant worker is heading to Australia?
Matt Hancock?
Is it possible for him to go one way to Australia?
Yeah.
Do you reckon?
It's been done before.
But
Not successfully.
It is Matt Hancock. He signed up for I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. The deputy chair of Matt Hancock's local Conservative Party Association, Andy Drummond, said, "I'm looking forward to him eating a kangaroo's penis." You can quote me on that. I never thought I'd say the word penis on television.
You've said it twice now. Well, I've got a quote here. I wrote it down because I didn't want to get it wrong. From the COVID-19 Bereaved Families for Justice, who said he isn't a celebrity. He's the former health secretary who oversaw the UK having one of the highest death tolls from COVID whilst breaking his own lockdown rules. That kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
I suspect his reasoning is simply that if he does it well, you know, if he takes these challenges on bravely and with good humour, he'll turn them round. But I agree that what you just said, they're not going to forget, are they?
I don't want to pick a fight with you, Richard, but you said the phrase, if Matt Hancock does this well.
Oh, I see what you mean. But if he actually attacks the challenges, agrees to do it, you know, eats the scorpions and, you know, the testicles and the willies and all the rest, he'll get brownie points. And for some of the viewers...
He'll get more than brownie points. He'll get a stomachache.
Well, if Matt is as fearless in the jungle as he is on the football pitch, I'm sure he won't have any problems.
oh, my.
He had the cheek, actually, to have a go at footballers during the pandemic. Do you remember that?
Did he?
He did. He said that footballers needed to do a lot more
A lot more what?
to society. It was when he was bolshy,
Yeah.
before everyone realised that he fucked it up.
You know, on that show, they do, if you get a few weeks in, they have this very emotional episode where you get letters from home. I'd love it if Matt Hancock just opened his and it was all of his constituents just going, that church roof's still not been fixed.
Well, it could be from his first wife, couldn't it be?
Just open it up.
Just
You
so
bastard!
What has Matt Hancock already lost?
He's lost the Tory whip. He's been suspended from the House of Commons.
Here's how Sky News covered the story.
So he joins a long list of those, some with mixed success.
OK, Tamara, you might have thought he might be a gentleman who was kind of slightly wary of hidden cameras.
Go on.
So this is another extraordinary step in the career of Matt Hancock, from Culture Secretary to Health Secretary to I'm a Celebrity. Shall we play a game that I've invented?
Yeah, well, as you created it, I think it would be rude of us not to.
I'm going to show you a career path and I want you to tell me who the person is.
OK.
Whose career is this? Elected MP.
Could be anybody.
I'm a Celebrity.
Yes.
Culture Secretary.
Yes.
Backbenches.
Well, it's Nadine Dorries, isn't it?
It is Nadine Dorries.
Yeah, that was easy.
And here she is on I'm a Celebrity.
So you just eat the entire spider.
Oh,
Bite.
oh God, it's horrible. Oh.
This is actually a documentary. It's one of our new food banks.
Next up, elected MP, Splash, International Development, Secretary of Defence, Leader of the Commons, still Leader of the Commons, but furious about it.
Surely not Splash, though.
It's her. Say it quickly before they get the points.
No, we won't jump in. We won't say Penny Mordaunt.
Oh, right.
Penny Mordaunt did Splash?
Yeah.
Here she is.
Oh, you can tell already it's not a good jump. Oh, no. Oh, I felt it.
Yeah.
Think of the pound 2 weeks ago.
It is Penny Mordaunt, who was on Splash, diving quicker than her leadership bid. And finally, Ian, here's yours.
Oh, my God, what's this going to be?
Monaco, Paris Saint-Germain,
Yes.
AC Milan, Chelsea, Manchester City, Marseille, and the president of Liberia.
It's George something, isn't it?
He's very famous, Ian.
Yeah. It's not Stanley Matthews.
George Weah?
Yes, that's former World Footballer of the Year George Weah, who's been president of Liberia since 2018. Former footballers being in charge of countries. I like that.
Oh, God. We were blamed for Boris, can you imagine?
This is the news that Matt Hancock is set to take part in I'm a Celebrity. Insiders are concerned that if he's chosen to be camp leader, he might just leave the older campmates to die. He happily admits he doesn't know much about the show, so when he's presented with a kangaroo's arse, someone will need to tell him that he's expected to eat it and not grope it. Paul and Richard, have a look at this.
Yes.
What not just stopping oil leaks look like?
Slow motion contest.
Yeah. The King not going to COP27. Oh, this is all COP27.
No, orange, looking for somebody who's got orange gloves to... Oh, there we are. Look, there we are, you see. Man, who's here sprayed orange paint? Yes, it's a U-turn, but not all U-turns are bad. Rishi Sunak wasn't going to go to the conference and then heard that Boris Johnson was going to go. So Rishi's decided to go along, which is a good idea.
Let's just get the COP27 timeline right. Truss was going to go.
Yep.
Truss told the King, don't go.
Yep.
Truss has been and gone. Rishi said, I'm not going. Rishi said to the King, don't go. Boris said, I'm going. Rishi said, I'm going as well. And the King said, I'll have a party at mine.
Why is Boris going?
Well, because he can't not stop being sort of Prime Minister. He misses it.
And also, he's got a gap between holidays.
Do you know what it's got a feel of, Gary? It's a bit like, you know, when Fergie goes to the games at United and you go, You're not in charge anymore, sir.
Does Fergie go to United
Not
matches?
Sarah
Oh,
Ferguson.
So, why did Sunak originally say that he wasn't going to go?
He said he had too much on his plate.
Yeah, too busy preparing the budget.
He said it wasn't that important, that he had other stuff to do, or as he puts it, depressing domestic challenges.
God, depressing for him. What about us?
Why is Boris Johnson going to COP27?
I told you, he's between holidays.
He said, I was invited by the Egyptians.
That sounds made up. Be specific.
Yeah.
The Egyptians.
Yeah. And if he says Tutankhamun, we know he's lying. Greta Thunberg's not going.
And why?
She said it's a waste of time, everyone just talks rubbish and the whole thing's a big greenwash.
Yeah, could be right. COP26 created more than 102,000 tonnes of CO2. That's twice as much as COP25 2 years before. Are you going, Richard?
Absolutely not. There are people travelling from all over the world on 4-engine jets to get to this conference. I mean, the amount of global warming that will contribute is extraordinary. Are you going?
No, it's the same reason as you.
I was invited by a lot of Egyptians.
Apparently, hardly any of the promises from COP26 have been kept, and we'll be lucky if we limit global temperature rises to 2.5 degrees, which basically means we've had it.
You know, this is a really jolly show.
So, who is having a fantastic energy crisis?
BP and Shell.
Yes, BP, they've just declared a £7 billion profit. That's almost as much as the Glazers.
Owners of Manchester United, my lad.
I'm indebted to you. I was thinking people replacing windows are doing well. But they are going to tax those profits. I mean, Paul's point about not all U-turns are bad. Rishi Sunak's decided, I think, he is going to extend the windfall tax. So I think, amazingly, the people who made the most money out of the energy crisis are going to have to pay some tax. Ludicrous socialist drivel.
Yes, they've been conducting war game-like scenarios to see what would happen in power blackouts. Well, that's easy. It would be like this.
Oh, you can't read your card.
This programme...
A glimpse of the future.
Is this BBC cut?
Actually, this would save quite a lot of energy doing the show in the dark. Has anyone got any energy-saving tips that they'd like to share?
Yes, put it on radio. Well, as this show could get any more depressing... Not only have we been telling people it's a miserable life and we're the planet's doomed, they now can't see us saying it. Well, you know what? With the lights off, this joke just gets funnier and funnier.
Let's get the lights back on.
Right, I'm leaving. Well, that was great.
This is the COP27 climate change conference, which will be held in Egypt next week. Rishi Sunak has insisted that he is personally committed to fighting climate change. In fact, he's turned down the thermostat in nearly all of his houses. Charles was hoping to go to COP27 in Egypt, which is, of course, the land of King Tut, which, coincidentally, is what Charles does every time he gets a phone call from Harry. Meanwhile, Luis Inácio da Silva has been elected president of Brazil. It's quite an achievement for the 77-year-old politician nicknamed Lula, or as Joe Biden calls him, the boy wonder. And so to round two, the penalty shootout of news. Maisie, it's your turn first, and you've got to hit one of those targets by moving the joystick and pressing the blue button.
Oh, OK. There. The skill involved with that. Fax machines are being phased out.
They are, yeah.
Not in my office.
To be honest, he's still got a drawer full of quills.
I honestly don't think I've ever used one.
No.
No.
How old are you?
28.
I suppose you wouldn't.
Oh, right, let's just go.
What does it do, really, that we're not getting from folk now?
Like
Now we've got the internet.
It's like sending a text, but on paper. That's kind of how it works.
Well, that came before texting. That was sending letters.
This is the news that the fax machine is on its way out. What sounded the death knell for the fax machine?
Is it because landlines are being phased out as well?
It is, yes. Ofcom ruled that telecom companies no longer have to provide landlines for fax machines.
Yeah.
Here's the moment one high-profile user found out about the devastating fax news.
How many phones has he got there?
He's probably got one of those control things that you've got there as well.
Yeah, but his red button does something very different.
Show's getting cheerier.
How might the ruling on fax machines impact the UK music scene?
They used to make certain noises, didn't they? Beeps.
Yeah, they chirruped, didn't they?
They chirruped, yeah, chirruping.
Oh, what, like dial-up?
Like what?
You know, like dial-up internet, that used to make a sound, didn't it?
Yeah, kind of...
We can rule out any UK tour dates for Dolly Parton because, as The Guardian reports, the country singer uses a fax machine as her primary mode of communication.
Oh, bless her.
No wonder that bloke left her for Jolene.
When we interviewed her, in the middle of the interview, she stuck her legs out, and I said, involuntarily, I said, God, you've got really small feet, haven't you? She said, nothing grows in the shade, honey.
Oh, that's incredible. What a legend.
Who has recently been masquerading as a technology expert?
Oh, is it Paddington Bear?
It's actually Boris Johnson.
Oh, no.
Who the Daily Mail reveal will attend a cryptocurrency conference next month in Singapore as a keynote speaker.
I told you, he's between holidays.
The former PM will be joined by another guest speaker, Dick Cheney. So that puts two dicks on stage at the same time.
Oh.
According to the Mail Online, last month Boris Johnson made £130,000 for a speech and a fireside chat, which at current fuel prices is worth far more.
Sorry, a fireside chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he on Love Island? That's what you do then. Pull him for a chat by the fire pit. You don't watch Love Island, do you, Ian?
I don't, no.
I'd love to see you on Love Island. If Matt Hancock can do I'm a Celeb, you can go into Casa Amor.
But, I mean, you're too old to go on Love Island, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. I'd go on. I'd be a little spinster.
This is the fax machine which is being discontinued. According to The Telegraph, 800 fax machines are still being used by the NHS. So you don't want to be in a bed too close by when the doctor says, turn that machine off. OK, Ian, it's now your turn.
Excellent.
It's your first chance ever, I suspect, to take a penalty.
Come on. Don't let it get in your head.
No, that's ridiculous.
Paul, it's now your turn.
Right, great. OK, let's get rid of
Hang on, I didn't even get a chance.
Mind alone.
How'd you do it?
I don't know, it's up here, got it up here. There's nothing in this. Look at that, there's nothing in it.
It's not connected to it.
No, there's a battery for the light.
It's wireless, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, useless is the thing you're looking for.
Oh, well, that's... well, obviously, it's the World Cup.
I mean, the whole thing is incredibly corrupt. James Cleverly the other week said, the Foreign Secretary said that any gay football fans should be aware of the country that they're going to and should behave accordingly.
Yeah, cleverly advised LGBTQ+ fans visiting Qatar to show a little bit of flex and compromise.
It's unbelievable. And it's all about money. And you've got mainline celebrities going over there for huge checks. You know, you've got people like Robbie going over there to sing, which I must say I'm very surprised at, given all the comments that Robbie Williams has made in the past about gay rights. The fact that he's going out there to sing for them is extraordinary. I don't know what's happened to people. And it's not just him, the Black Eyed Peas are going as well, aren't they? They're going out to perform.
I don't know either of these.
You know Robbie Williams.
Well, met him once.
Yeah, OK. Yeah,
But you know David Beckham, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going, isn't he?
Yeah.
How much has he been paid?
I don't know.
You do know.
More than me.
Yeah.
Ian, is it coming home?
What, your reputation? The others have been very gentle with you, Gary, but I mean...
Thanks, Ian.
The elephant in the room is still there. I mean, you're commentating there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm commentating there.
And what's the defence? Football term.
For commentating there? Well, you've got a choice, I think, haven't you?
What, going or not going?
Well, my view always has been that you either highlight the issues and challenges in these countries and speak about them, or you basically don't say anything, you stay back home and don't go. And I've always said we should challenge them.
There's another option. You stay at home and highlight the abuses. You don't have to go and take the Qataris' money. I'm not trying to be tiresome, but, I mean, it's not a very good defence.
And how is someone like Robbie or the Black Eyed Peas supposed to highlight it? Are they going to make a speech on the stage? Of course they're not.
You can highlight it.
What, during a match?
Well, highlight it during the commentary.
It's the kick-off here in this appalling country's human rights record, and honestly, I think, oh, someone's kicking a ball, but honestly, the amount of immigrant workers who've died, it's a shocker. Oh, it's a goal!
Nobody seems to be winning here except the corrupt funders.
There are a lot of MPs winning. The Qataris have spent more money on entertaining MPs in the last couple of months than ever before. I wonder why.
But, you know, sort of murderous nations, you know, putting up sort of sporting events to try and sort of, you know, clean up their image, like we look at the 1936 Olympic Games held in Germany.
Yeah.
If that hadn't happened, we might have had a Second World War.
To be fair, England footballers...
Oh, we don't want to be fair, Gary. That's not going to help anyone.
England footballers have always been very comfortable with promoting the Middle East. Here's Michael Owen in one of his finest promotional videos I've ever seen.
And this is no ordinary chopper. It's got special powers, and once we're airborne, you'll see just what I mean. Hey, I think that's actually Sam Torrance down there, the ex-Ryder Cup captain. Let's just drop down a bit to check. Sorry about that, folks. Just a bit too low. The shatterproof glass came in handy, but I don't think Sam's going to be too pleased with us getting in the way of his drive. Good thing he has that great Scottish sense of humour.
I'll tell you what do you want to know? Just what do you want to know? Why have we been held to ransom for this terrible team? What is it you want? My house keys. I'll give it to you, my house keys. What is it you need?
It's better than Rishi Sunak's video.
I was just going to say, we now know where Sunak gets his brand advice from.
Yes.
Who are the FA worried will get themselves in trouble at the tournament?
The fans, I suppose.
It's the wags. It's the wives and girlfriends who the FA have had to issue warnings to about the country's rules, including public displays of affection and sex outside marriage. Someone should have warned Gavi of Barcelona.
Yeah, 2-0's different, totally. Especially at this stage.
What they're doing that camera.
Well, that gives a whole new meaning to the phrase being pulled off at half-time, doesn't it?
This is the news that we're 3 weeks away from the World Cup in Qatar. It would be amazing if England win the World Cup. Just imagine that moment as the team go up and Holly and Phil lift the trophy. Richard, you're up next.
Oh, right.
On penalty shootout news.
Brilliant.
With your laces, Richard, with your laces.
Is it this calendar or video or something?
Ah.
Yeah.
How do you know about that?
Because I read it in the papers.
Yeah.
It's either a calendar or a video which has... It's a calendar, and it has boring shots of British motorways on a calendar.
Yes, absolutely correct. This is a calendar.
Well done.
Go on, Richard.
Well done.
This is a calendar themed around the M40.
That's right.
Motorway, which has become the must-have gift this Christmas. What does a calendar of the M40 motorway focus on?
The motorway.
Passing landmarks.
Yes,
Or you passing landmarks.
Yes, landmarks featured on the motorway.
Well
and here's
done.
the front cover.
Oh, my word.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
Motorway vistas.
Yes, and according to Motorway Vistas, who published the calendar, it comes with fascinating and frankly indispensable facts about each of the landmarks.
Indispensable.
So what are the landmarks on the M40?
Oh.
Don't get no Stonehenge. Oh, yeah, good. Stonehenge?
No, that's 303.
303.
Where's the big
This is a thrilling conversation.
Yeah, it is.
I think you'll find that's a 303.
The sad thing is, this is the highlight of the show.
You can see this.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
That's the world-famous Middleton Stoney water tower in Oxfordshire.
I mean, it's not world famous because none of us had heard of it.
Or there's this.
The famous cloud of Oxfordshire.
It's called Pylon Alley.
No, it isn't.
And if it is, that's not an indispensable fact.
Look, let's not argue with it, because then it would just take longer. Yes, Pylon Alley, that's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Who wants an M40 calendar?
I do. Next question.
The Guardian ran the headline about the calendar.
Yeah.
Need a present for someone you hate? How about a calendar showing views of the M40? Motorway Vista said it had been inundated with orders from as far afield as Florida and California, adding that they had not intended to be boring but wanted to appeal to an audience of like-minded M40 enthusiasts.
I thought it was ironic. I thought they were just being ironic with it. Is this for real?
I think it must be a certain amount, you know, it's sort of like it's a funny gift to give to somebody you don't particularly like.
Yeah, it's like Matt Hancock's biography.
If I have to take that or Matt Hancock's autobiography, I'm going M40 all day long. Pile on me up.
Who else has been the butt of jokes this week?
No, we don't know. Tell us, Gary.
It was revealed that 1 in 4 Brits have been mocked for their accents in the workplace.
Oh, right, yes. There are some accents which are considered acceptable, and there's some accents where people sort of laugh at people for having them. I think that's changed over the years, you know.
Well, you got Amal Rajan on the Today Show.
Yeah, exactly.
Talks like that.
Ian talks like that when the cameras aren't on him. How do you think it went tonight, Paul? Do you think it went all right? Oh, I'm coughing me guts up. Give us that cigar over there. Will you? Double whiskey, all right? Here, do you fancy a bit of bubble? I'll give it around the back of the ear. Ian, talks like that.
Time now for the odd one out round. Just one between you this week. Your 4 are British oil executive Fergus MacLeod, Susanna Reid, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and my ex-Manchester United captain Roy Keane.
Is it about oil?
No.
OK.
Do you have any clues?
I've been told that you haven't got one.
Mobile phone. I haven't got a mobile phone.
Have you not?
Or any sense of dignity. Well, no, I don't have a mobile phone, no.
How do you communicate with people, Paul, if you don't mind me asking?
Face-to-face.
They've all presented Good Morning Britain.
Yes.
Apart from 3 of them.
Yeah, you're pretty close there with mobile phone. I'm going to tell you the answer.
Yeah, do.
OK.
They've all annoyed someone with a mobile phone, except Roy Keane, who was annoyed by someone trying to use their phone.
Oh, yes, I've seen this, yeah. They asked for a selfie, didn't they? They asked for a selfie with them and he just sort of looked disgusted at them, didn't they? Told them to move along.
Yes, Roy was watching a game at Wembley when a fan tried to get a selfie with him.
It looked terrifying.
Have a look. I've seen that face many times. That was last week, but going back further, how was Roy historically annoyed by a mobile phone?
I don't know, tell us.
When he was Sunderland manager, Keane considered signing a player called Robbie Savage. But when he called him, it went to Robbie Savage's voicemail, which was, "Hi, it's Robbie. What's up?" Fucking, I can't believe I've done that. So Roy never called him back and stated, "I can't be fucking signing that." Who did British oil executive Fergus MacLeod annoy with his mobile phone?
His mother, his brother, his sister, the man next door.
No, not realising that they were banned in the country, MacLeod was sent to prison in India for using a satellite phone on a yoga retreat. Describing the prison, he said, "It was a frightening place and a highly traumatic experience where I was in a communal cell with long-term prisoners who had committed very serious crimes. So probably not the best place to practice your downward dog." How has German Chancellor Olaf Scholz upset someone with a mobile phone?
Was he in an important business meeting and his phone rang and everybody ignored him?
No, Scholz upset the French President Emmanuel Macron because he doesn't text him enough. How did Susanna Reid recently get into trouble with her mobile phone?
Went off while she was interviewing somebody?
Yeah, on air.
Yeah.
Be a bit more detail, Richard?
Oh, hang on a minute.
Are you reading this?
No. Maybe it's getting more lost, because when I was doing a show with her a couple of weeks ago, we went off we were getting a news flash, and she accessed Sky, and she got actually a talking Sky voice coming, a voice coming through, giving the news.
Let's have a look at this moment.
Morning. Good morning, Britain. New figures out, expecting to show inflation hit around 10% last month. In fact, they are just out. 10.1%.
Getting it on your phone?
Excuse me,
That's pretty much.
Producers had told Susanna that they would give her a bell, but when Richard arrived to co-host, she assumed that's what they were talking about.
Don't take that, Richard.
I'll take that.
You can get a little touchy in the morning, can't you? Let's have a look at this example.
Oh, no.
Do you regret using very casual Trump-esque language like shut up and go away? Please don't tell me what happened, because we know what happened. Do you regret using that language? That is the question.
Well, what was right is actually we came together with our allies and made it absolutely clear to Russia that they couldn't act in that behaviour, and I think that was the right thing to
Interview terminated because you won't answer the question. Good luck with the Merton project. That is an excellent thing to do, but it would be helpful if you answered a straight question with a straight answer.
I mean, they are shocking, aren't they? What they've got very good at doing now is giving you the answer to a question you haven't asked. So you might say, what are you going to do about inflation?
I'll tell you what I am focused on. Go on. That's what I say.
Time now for the missing words round, which this week features its guest publication, Turf Matters. And we start with, police officer manages to identify serial robber by what?
Asking, what's your name and where you're from?
This is the bloke that recognised somebody in a crowd who was wearing a mask, who just recognised him just by looking at his eyes.
It was his arse, wasn't it?
His chin.
His arse?
Yes.
He was wearing SpongeBob pants or something.
No, Richard, this is a dream you've had.
Paul is correct. Yeah. Police officer manages to identify...
I've seen that arse before.
The police officer manages to identify the serial robber by just seeing his chin.
Oh, yeah, clever guy.
This is police officer Aaron Lewis, who managed to identify a criminal on CCTV, even though only the man's chin was visible. He said it was like playing Where's Wally? It did help that the criminal was wearing a red and white striped jumper.
What did his chin look like? He must have had a...
It's just some people are very good at recognising faces on very small amount of information. I've been able to recognise people I went to school with, you know, years later.
But not by the chin.
It was their arse, but that's got nothing... We had to make our own entertainment in them days.
Next one. What kept in a cage because it's so rare?
A successful Prime Minister?
I think this is a mushroom.
How have you got that?
I saw it. There was a bit of news item where it's a rather ugly-looking thing, but it's in a cage.
Is it kept in a cage because it's dangerous or because it's rare and they don't want people to damage it?
My interest waned halfway through.
The answer is correct. It's a bearded tooth fungus kept in a cage because it's so rare.
Yeah.
Well done.
This is the bearded tooth fungus.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Which was recently discovered in a park in Cornwall. The fungus plays an important role by getting rid of dead wood. They could do with some of that at Chelsea. Next, humans trying to talk to aliens would be like...
Ants. It's ants. It was that fantastic documentary on BBC Two this week about an alien object. What would happen if an alien spaceship came close to the Earth?
The headline is, Richard, incredible facts. Humans trying to talk to aliens would be like ants trying to talk to people.
Oh.
When it comes to communicating with aliens, scientists believe maths is the most likely common ground. Which should be fine so long as the first human being they encounter isn't quasi-quasi.
Aliens have a problem at the moment, coming down and saying, take me to your leader. I don't know.
Next one. Entire village is being terrorised by what?
Squirrel. I saw that. Squirrel. Seagull. Sailor.
Oh, it's
What is it?
It's a crow.
It's a crow.
Crow, yeah.
It's a crow.
It's a dive-bombing crow.
Dive-bombing crow.
Yeah, it's dive-bombing everybody. Babies in the prams. People
it's attacking people's chins and arses. Which happens to be the name of the local pub. You been popping into the chin tonight? Well, I tell you, I'm not going... Anyway. Yeah, so Richard's right. It's a crow.
It's a jackdaw called Derek.
How do we know it's called Derek? Who calls it Derek? The other jackdaws, Derek.
Next one. What costs more than a ticket to the World Cup final?
2 tickets.
Your conscience.
Really? Completing the World Cup sticker book costs more than a ticket to go to the World Cup final.
Wow.
Next one. Switzerland sets record with world's longest
Train, it was train. Yeah, we saw a mile-and-a-half train.
Yeah, Switzerland sets the record with world's longest passenger train. Here is the record-breaking train.
Yeah, look at that.
It has 4,500 seats, so to put that into perspective, on a British train, they would have sold over 9,000 tickets.
That's the same train.
Yeah.
Imagine the rail replacement bus service.
Next, grounds maintenance boss breaks world record for fastest what?
Is this the bloke who went round Britain on a mower?
Yeah.
Is it?
How do you know these stories, Richard?
Do you know it?
He does work for Breakfast TV.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the major headline news.
Yes, grounds maintenance boss breaks world record for the fastest journey from Land's End to John O'Groats on a ride-on mower.
So he's gone around the UK
On a mower. Yeah,
No wonder there's a fuel crisis. Who's got it all?
Well, no, it had a very, very long lead.
And finally, the Scottish town of Watt is making its signs tamper-proof because too many people are stealing them.
I've got a thing about places with rude names.
So this is one of them, is it? Do you know what the rude name is?
It's Cock something.
Cockweasel. Cockweasel.
Is it Hancock?
No, it's Cockbridge.
Yes, Cockbridge.
Yeah.
For the trailer of this episode, can we just use the clip of Richard scanning his brain going, cock, cock?
I knew it was a rude word, but you having the right answer saved me from saying bollock chops.
Scottish town of Cockbridge is making its signs tamper-proof because too many people are stealing them. Here is one of the signs. Oh, bollocks. It was there in rehearsal. So, the final scores are Ian and Maisie have 17 points and Paul and Richard have 13 points.
What a sprint finish!
Wait.
No. That's not right. VAR.
We have VAR.
Oh, come on. Ruining the game.
Let's have a look at VAR.
Yeah, VAR are going to have a look at this.
Score.
They're checking the score. I'm sorry, and it turns out you're offside for most of round 2, so VAR's awarded the win to Paul.
Well done.
But before we go, there's just time for the caption competition.
So, do you think Gary's right to go?
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Maisie Adam, Paul Merton and Richard Madeley, and I leave you with the news that in Moscow, the head of Russian intelligence agency gets a surprising friend request on Facebook. There's evidence that even the wealthiest of households are feeling the energy crisis, as instead of turning up his heating, Elton John pops on a jumper. And finally, Benson's for Beds announces record profits as Peter Crouch's new mattress arrives in the UK. Good night.
Are you doing breakfast news tomorrow? No.
Fuck me, no, look at the time.
That's definitely post-credit sequence, that bit.